Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's a very simple video. I have my Hamilton Cocky Field Titanium here. And the reason I'm making this video is because when I was first getting into watches, there's a lot of information I had to research before I could even get going. Like, what was automatic watch movement? How do you use automatic watch movement? So if you're buying your first automatic watch, this video is directed towards you. Okay guys, so let's take a look at the watch. If you're giving a watch a quick glance over and you want to tell if it's a quartz watch or an automatic watch, the first thing you got to do, if it doesn't blatantly say automatic on it, and even if it does, is look at the second hand. As you can see, it's a smooth sweep. There's the old saying that a Rolex doesn't tick, it has to sweep. If it ticks, it's a fake Rolex. Well, that's not exactly true, because Rolex did make one watch, the Oyster Quartz, that did use a quartz battery back in the quartz craze of the 1970s. But for the most part, it's true. And that's because of the way a quartz watch movement works is a battery sends an electric current through a quartz crystal and it causes it to vibrate. It vibrates in such a way that it's going to produce 1 beat per second, and that's why you get the hand tick of 1 beat per second or 60 times a minute with a quartz watch. An automatic watch, on the other hand, it's all mechanical, cogs and gears. It ticks at a much faster rate, and that's why you're going to get that smooth sweep with the second hand. So this watch actually has an exhibition case back, so we can turn this over and take a look at the movement. So that piece up top that you guys can see spinning, that's the balance wheel. Every time that does one rotation, that's going to equate into 1 watch beat. As you can see, it's moving rather fast, so that's why we're going to get the smooth sweep with this watch. As you can see, we have the rotator down bottom, and that's going to move as this watch moves on your wrist. What it's going to do is it's going to keep this watch round. It's not going to keep it wound enough right away. So what you're going to have to do when you first get your automatic watch is we're going to have to wind it. So all you have to do is you're going to twist the crown, and you want to do this about 30 times. Once it's fully round, if you keep it on the wrist, the rotor is going to do its job, and it's not going to run out of power again until you take the watch off for an extended period of time. Most watches have a power reserve of about 40 hours. Alright, so now we got to set the time. So I don't have a screw down crown here. If you do, what you're going to want to do first is rotate it counterclockwise so that it releases. Once it releases, you want to pull it out as far as it can go, and we're going to set the time from there. As you can see, the second hand stopped. That's called a hacking seconds feature. Most newer watches have this, but some vintage watches don't. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and set the time. So you always want to move the time going forward, never backwards. Set the time to a reference time. When you got it, push that crown back in, and you're done. If your watch is a time-only watch, you're all set now, you're done. You can screw your crown back on if you have to. But since this watch has a date feature, we're going to take it out, not as far as we did for the time. And that's how you're going to access the date wheel. Set it to the correct date, push it back in, you're all set. One important thing to mention, guys, you never want to set the date between the hours of 10 or 12 o'clock. As you can see now, I'm going to pass it. And that's because you don't know if it's AM or PM. Let's see if it flips. Okay, yep, it flipped. It was AM. So if you set the date in between that window, that spring is already pretty wound up, and it can break the date wheel. So if I didn't mention that, I think you guys would be pretty pissed. I'll actually usually set the date first to the day before the day that I'm setting the watch, and then I'll push the time all the way through so it flips, so make sure that I'm setting the watch to either AM or PM and not the wrong one on accident. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Just a couple basics on automatic watches, what an automatic movement is, how to use it. I know I definitely enjoyed videos like this when I was new to the hobby. It helped a lot. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please stay tuned to my next stuff. Subscribe to the channel. It'd really help out. Till then, I'll catch you next time.